So the Henneman size principle, and why everyone seems to forget it when doing their set at crunch time, basically the most important time to remember the Henneman size principle is whilst doing your actual working sets, and that's when we seem to forget about it. So for those who don't know, the Henneman size principle is basically that motor units in the muscle are recruited in order of importance, right? So the least important ones goes first. So think about this like soldiers in battle, right? On the front line is always the least experienced troops, and then the ones who are more experienced stay at the back, right? That's basically how the body works. If it takes less brain power to use, then the less brain power will be used. So the small motor units are recruited first. They don't produce as much force, and as the set gets harder, as the reps become harder, more and more motor units are recruited, and the more motor units you can recruit, the better it is for building muscle. Basically, that's the TLDR, right? So most importantly, to build muscle, you need to recruit the high threshold motor units, right? The ones that are recruited at the end of the set. And that is basically, they are basically the most potent reps. And it's mad because we will literally do everything right except training to 0 reps in reserve. Like, this is me included. I'm making this video because it's about me coaching myself as well, right? I'll hit like 200 grams of protein a day. I'll hit my calories, I'll sleep right, I'll stay hydrated, I'll take creatine, I'll take Shilajit, I'll take Maca-Root, I'll take whatever testosterone boosters, like natural testosterone boosters there are. You know, I'll train 5 times a week. I'll even do more sets if I have to. But when it comes to doing 11 reps instead of 10, when I'm actually doing the set, I seem to just forget about like the most important factor, the most potent factor, which is like the Henneman size principle, basically what stimulus can I create. And it's mad how much effort I will put into training, like in the broad scheme of things, like not just training during the set, during the day, like during the actual training session, like everything else. And then when it comes to remembering the Henneman size principle, I'll just kind of put that to the side during the set. And I think that's kind of a culture within lifting, something that we all do, and that just needs to be in the back of the mind for every single set. Sometimes the most potent thing we can do to build muscle is just train that a little bit harder and get that one more rep. Literally, it doesn't have to be taking every set. Like at the moment, it could just be getting one more rep. It doesn't have to be taking every single set that you do ever to 0 reps in reserve because of the Henneman size principle. It could literally just be, right, I need to just focus on doing a little bit more in every single set. And you can feel your muscles contract harder. You can feel that. You can feel the fact that more motor units are recruited. I know for a fact right now, for myself as an intermediate lifter, that this is the most potent thing I can do, is just keep this principle in mind for every single set that I do. That is the most potent thing I can do right now. I can't improve my diet anymore. My diet's already good enough, right? My sleep's already good enough. My training volume and recovery is already good enough, right? You're probably in this similar situation. If you've been training like 3 to 5 years, you're probably nailing all these other things, right? There's not much more you can do in terms of training. Like, you know your own body now. You know what exercises work for you. You know when to bring back volume and when to increase volume, when to increase intensity, and so on, right? You know all that. I think the most potent thing I can do right now, and you're probably similar, is just remember this principle when doing every single set that I do, right? I mean, every single set. Like, I can literally, sometimes I will have, say I need to beat 7 reps, right? Say I'm doing hamstring curl and single leg hamstring curl, right? And my previous best says I can single leg 35 kilo for 8 reps. Sometimes I'll just get 9 reps, and because it's more than what I previously did, I'll just be like, oh, well, that's okay, that's progressive overload. And that's true to an extent, and I don't think that's wrong. I don't think, you know, I should have to take everything to the max every single time. But that attitude comes round with me in every single set that I do. It's all about trying to find the minimum. This is for myself personally, right? It's all about, okay, what's the minimum I need to do to progressive overload? And I don't think that worked to get me to where I am and manage my recovery, but I don't think for the future that that's the best. I think I need to be more like keeping the Henneman size principle in mind and trying to recruit as many motor units as possible, because I'm at the stage now where my technique is good enough for me to do that. In the past, as a beginner, form wasn't absolutely nailed on, so I could get away with just adding a little bit more weight each week and progressing that way, which is fine because technically I'm moving more weight, so technically more tension is going into the muscle, even if it is indirectly, it's still progressive overloading. But now my technique is so locked in, and even if I do let my technique go, the weight increases and the weight jumps that I get aren't as big, because percentage wise anyway, they won't be as big. So I am better off keeping a stricter form and pushing that weight to the absolute max. Anyway, the point of this video is to keep that Henneman size principle in mind when completing every single set, because I think that can be the most potent thing that we can do. If you're in the same situation as me, that can be the most potent thing that we can do as intermediate lifters, because we've already got everything nailed in and we're already putting so much effort into everything that it almost seems silly to just leave the last 2 reps. It's like we're doing everything else right except leaving a rep or 2 on the table, like basically the only thing that actually matters. So yeah, if you're like me, then that's why I made this video, and I hope the video helps.